I gripped my wine glass tightly, my knuckles turning white as laughter filled the grand living room. Still can't land a job, huh? Maybe she should apply at the coffee shop down the street. I hear they're hiring dishwashers. Roaring laughter. At the center of it all was my husband, Daniel Carter, vice president of Titan Dynamics. Surrounding him were Mark, Ethan, Jordan, and Tyler, his closest friends and fellow senior executives at the company. They didn't know that I owned the company they all worked for. They thought I was just an unemployed housewife, living off Daniel's success. But in reality, I was the CEO and sole owner of Titan Dynamics. And tomorrow morning, I was going to fire them all. 12 years ago, Isabella Hayes, founded Titan Dynamics from scratch. I had watched my father's company crumble after his business partner betrayed him. That day, I swore never to let anyone take away what I built. When I met Daniel, I hid my wealth and success, wanting to find someone who loved me for who I was. At first, he was supportive and kind, but after moving into the mansion, which he thought his salary paid for, he started to change. The words of encouragement turned into mockery. The love turned into contempt. He didn't just belittle me, he was also cheating with his assistant. But I didn't say anything. I'd stayed quiet, continuing to play the role of a useless wife while secretly gathering evidence to destroy him, and tomorrow, his world would collapse. I arrived at a Titan Dynamics TUI through the employee entrance. Not the VIP elevator Daniel always bragged about. He and his friends strolled in at 9 a.m., completely unaware that today would be their last day here. Daniel walked in, full of confidence, but then he froze when he saw me sitting at the bottom head of the table. What the hell? I smirked, sliding a folder across the table. Welcome to your performance review. The screen behind me lit up, displaying months of damning evidence. Financial fraud, leaking company secrets to competitors, abusing power and harassing female employees, embezzling company funds for luxury vacations with his mistress. Daniel turned pale. "You can't do this," he stammered. I leaned back in my chair, crossing my arms. "Oh, I already have." Daniel Carter, Vice President, terminated. Mark Adams, Chief Financial Officer, terminated. Ethan Collins, Head of Client Relations, terminated. Jordan Evans, Chief Marketing Officer, terminated. Tyler Brooks, Head of HR, terminated. I locked eyes with Daniel. And by the way, the divorce papers have been filed. Security entered the room. Daniel and his friends were escorted out of the building. Their bank accounts? Frozen. Their luxury apartments? Owned by me. Eviction notices already served. Their careers? Destroyed. No reputable company would ever hire them. They had lost everything because of their own arrogance. 6 months later, Titan Dynamics grew by 75% after purging Daniel and his team. Over 50 female employees were reinstated after being pushed out by the previous toxic leadership. A $600 million government contract was signed. Daniel was now working as a junior sales associate at a small electronics store. As I sat in my office, Sophie, my new COO, walked in with a grin. "Final report?" I asked. She nodded, then burst out laughing. "Daniel just applied for a job at one of our subsidiaries." I chuckled, leaning back in my chair. "Schedule an interview for him," I said, sipping my coffee. "Let's see how he handles rejection."